Right, I'm talking about the CONCACAF W Champions Cup. Now, I didn't follow the tournament last season, but I did hear about it. And looking at the format of the tournament, I'm not entirely happy with it, to put it like that. So let's just get straight into it. Now, the group stage comprises of 10 teams that have been split into two groups of five, with Group A being this, and here was Group B. Now, as you can see, the top two from each side qualifies for the semi-finals, which I will show you here. Now, the problem is with this tournament is that there's no continuity between the group stage and the knockout stage. Like, if you look at European football, European club football, you'll see that there's continuity between the group stage, or should I say, the league stage and the knockout stage. Like, the league stage starts in September and concludes in early January, and then the knockouts start in February. See that continuity. Like, there's only, like, say, a few weeks in between, but in this tournament, there's such a large gap between the group stage and the knockout stage. Like, the group stage starts in August and ends in October or November, I think. Someone please correct me on that. But the knockout stage is in May, and I just think to myself, why is there, like, what, a 6 month gap in between the group stage and the knockout stage? Like, that will leave fans being invested in the tournament when it's the group stage. And then when the group stage is over, they'll forget about the tournament, and then the tournament will be back in May, and they'll be thinking to themselves, rather, hang on a minute, this is a tournament. This tournament was on, and that's the problem. There's got to be continuity. Like, yeah, that's one of the many problems that this tournament has. No continuity. Another interesting thing I found is that in the group stage, teams play each other once rather than twice. Because we used to see that in the old Champions League in Europe, where teams will play each other home and away rather than home or away. And I've got to think to myself that surely teams should play home and away matches in this tournament, the CONCACAF W Champions Cup. Or does it make sense for teams to play each other once in the group stage? What do you think? Another thing that I've been thinking about is whether NWSL sides should play in Europe instead of playing in the CONCACAF W Champions Cup. And I know some of you will be like, hang on a minute, how can that happen? They're not European. Yes, I hear you. But if you look at rugby union, and specifically the URC, the United Rugby Championship, you'll see that there are 4 South African sides in that tournament, and they also play in the Champions Cup and the Challenge Cup. So yeah, that's my reasoning behind NWSL sides potentially playing in Europe. But I'd like to know what you think on that. And the reason why I say this is because looking at NWSL sides in this tournament, they'll dominate the tournaments. Like, it can't be just NWSL sides winning every year. Like, I understand that the NWSL side is no doubt the strongest league in the CONCACAF region, but look, uh, I don't know, but it's just been something I've been thinking about. Now, could this tournament be merged with the Women's Copa Libertadores? Now, that's something interesting to think about. And again, the reason why I say this is that there's no issue with football in South America, but again, with football in North and Central America, this dominance of Mexico and USA, like, it will just be teams from those two countries winning, and you just got to think to yourself, like, that's not going to be very interesting for the viewer. Like, for me, what the viewer wants is some of the best teams taking on each other. Like, imagine, say, aside from the NWSL, taking on aside from the Brazilian Women's League, or aside from the Women's League MX, taken on aside from the Argentinian Women's League. Like, that's something fans want to see. Because what fans wouldn't want to see is sides from the same nation dominating every year, because that just gets boring. But I'd like to know what you think on that. Could the CONCACAF W Champions Cup be merged with the Women's Copa Libertadores?